disruptive.
America that I fought for.
Weird thing to happen. Hello, one and all. Welcome to this edition of Kitz Corner. It's been a fantastic day so far. So, Ann Reid of MSNBC had a bit of a hot mic moment, folks. And I always like these hot mic moments. I always like, hearing what's not being heard on the air, as long as it doesn't happen to me. Because sometimes I have a hot mic moment, and sometimes out and things you don't want to hear. But when it comes to the legacy establishment, especially when they've lied to us for so many years, finally getting to hear some of their personal perspective being blurted out accidentally is kind of interesting. Like, we saw the hot mic moment of ABC, I think it was Amy Robach, when she admitted that ABC and the rest of the establishment media was trying to hide up and cover up the Epstein case when it came to Virginia Roberts, when it came to, how Epstein is connected to all these individuals like Prince Andrew and the Clintons and everything between. We saw that hot mic moment. That was insanely fantastic that got leaked out. I think it was Project Veritas that reported on this. Here's Ann Reid in a similar situation, because her mic wasn't muted out when Joe Biden was speaking here. And this is on discussion about the border. And here's Ann Reid donning a new wig hairstyle. Kind of looking, it almost reminds me of like a Tina Turner video. Except without the poofiness. It's just kind of like a straight, kind of blondish. Is that not platinum blonde, but it's like a blondish kind of straight hair. Anyway, Ann Reid is about to discuss Joe Biden and the conflict at the border. And here's what Ann Reid really had to say about this.
Over the weekend, President Biden said he's ready to take action if Congress is serious about solving the border issue.
If that bill were the law today, I'd shut down the border right now and fix it quickly. And Congress needs to get it done.
Starting another fucking war. Over the weekend.
I don't know if you heard there, Ann Reid, because when she was off mic, that's kind of a personal take, not just a scripted MSNBC point. That was her just saying, like, oh, we're going to start another war if we do that shit. Just kind of obvious. Joe Biden demanding Congress, taking action at the border. The border is already a mess, and how the debacle that's going to be, it's going to lead into a civil war regardless. So Ann Reid had a hot mic moment that revealed a lot of a personal take on this. It's kind of like Hillary Clinton in a way. She has a personal take, and then she has her professional take. And her professional take is to lie to you because she is on a contract with MSNBC, and that's exactly what she's doing, is pushing the narrative. But Ann Reid personally is going to go off air, or at least attempt to be off air. She was caught in that moment, and say, no, it's going to lead to a fucking war. That's what's going to happen. So then word got out on this, and I'm sure her producers that were yelling at her in the earpiece caught this, and they're like, oh no, we can't allow this. Can't allow this to get on the air. We can't allow people to actually point out the obvious on MSNBC. No. We can't do that. You gotta stick to the script, stick to the narrative. My God, you're supposed to be a stenographer. You're not supposed to have actual takes. You're not supposed to think of things. You're just supposed to sit there and repeat words. Why can't you be like the good Rachel Maddow, the holier-than-thou Rachel Maddow of MSNBC? So then Ann Reid says this.
Before we go, I just want to apologize very quickly. I was chatting during a clip that was playing, and we try to keep this show very PG-13, so I just want to apologize to anyone who was listening to my behind-the-scenes chatter. Deeply apologize for that, because it's PG-13 up around here. So thank you to you all for watching the readout.
So she's apologizing for the hot mic moment, but not apologizing for being truthful and lying to you all this time. She's apologizing because she swore. She's apologizing because a cable news outlet caught her swearing, which is allowed. She's on cable. She's on a cable channel. You're allowed to swear on cable. But she says that, oh, we want to keep this PG-13. PG-13 on a news broadcast. I'm thinking to myself, how many young children are going to be watching Ann Reid and be like, Mom, Dad, she cussed. Mom, Dad, I was trying to watch about the importance of the border and talk about market incomes, and then Ann Reid said a bad word. Shame on you. Wash your mouth with soap. Like, how many young kids are going to be watching MSNBC before they put on their jams and brush their teeth? Keep it at PG-13. What 13-year-old is going to be watching MSNBC? What 13-year-old still knows about MSNBC? We should do a poll. If you have young kids out there, if any viewers that are watching this right now, ask your young kids if they know anything about MSNBC, if they know what that channel is, if they know what CNN is. I bet you they don't. And I don't blame them. I wish I don't know about these channels, but, when you have a political podcast show and commentary, you have to recognize how horrible the mainstream media is, especially when they apologize for swearing. Thinking that's the worst part of it. The worst part is I accidentally dropped the F-bomb. Not the fact that I lied to you, and then the hot mic moment truthfully captured who Ann Reid really is and revealed that, yes, it's going to lead into a effing civil war. It shows the empty phoniness. It shows the empty, it's got to be, I don't know, the lifestyle of like a professional newscaster in this profession. Like, I'm just doing this on a shoestring budget in my basement, and I'm doing compilations of capturing what mainstream media is doing. I just can't imagine going every day, day to day, waking up, going to work, and your job is a professional liar. I just can't imagine, like, doing your broadcast, just reading off a script, knowing how empty you are, like knowing that you can't have a personal take, you can't think for yourself, you can't be critical, you can't have critical thoughts of what you're saying. You're just repeating words that are shot on a screen that's brought to you by a producer and then brought to you by advertisers, and just going day to day being a mindless vessel for Comcast. I just can't imagine that. Like, it's got to be so... it's got to be gut-wrenching. Because you don't feel like a person. You don't feel like you have an identity. You don't feel like you have an existence. Like, what difference does it make if it comes from Ann Reid or Rachel Maddow? They're going to say the exact same thing. They're going to provide you the exact same context. They're going to provide the exact same narrative. It doesn't matter who it comes from. Like, I just can't imagine that. I'd feel so depressed and sad. Which is probably why they're all representative of pharmaceutical industries. Maybe that's it. Maybe after their broadcast, brought to you by Pfizer, they go back home and they take a Prozac and, and things are happy again. They just take a happy pill. You're an empty vessel for a heartless corporation promoting an agenda that's going to slaughter us all, and it's just absolutely devastating to you and your health and your mental well-being. So just suck down, pharmaceuticals and be okay with it. At least they have, $3 million penthouses somewhere in New York. It just feels so meaningless. I like I said, I've never experienced that. I don't know what it's like, but I just think personally, just looking at this, I'd feel devastated to just having to shill out day to day, feel like a whore, just whoring myself out, repeating the exact same narrative over and over again. Getting a blameless paycheck and realizing that I don't have a say in any of this. I don't have a say. I don't have an opinion. I don't have critical thoughts. I'm just a voice. I'm just a voice repeating the exact same garbage that everyone else has said 20 times over on this channel. It's just devastating.